Rec Room was once known as the best VR hangout spot to go. Minigames like paintball, laser tag, and the quest all multiplayer and cross-platform. Players could jump into the community creations like murder mystery, hide and seek, whatever you can think of, Rec Room had it. But now it's shutting down for good on June 1st, 2026. In 2017, I watched Dan TDM play Rec Room for the first time and immediately wanted to try it myself. Unfortunately, I couldn't until 2018 when the game's new U update introduced new character customization options and screen mode letting players join in without a VR headset. And that's when I was finally able to join in on the fun on PS4. Then I bought a PlayStation VR headset with my Christmas money in 2019, which allowed me to experience a whole new world of gaming inside Rec Room, which made it my favourite game at the time. I loved the core mechanics of the game, the floating beans, the retro-styled college theme that surrounded Rec Room and made it feel like what Rec Room was, but over time, that would slowly change. I fell so much in love with Rec Room that I even decided to try and create my own room. Even though it wasn't the best and I knew no one would play it other than my friends, I didn't care. I wasn't there to make money, followers, I was there to have fun with my friends and laugh together. However, one of the rooms I made received a ton of views and a lot of daily plays, which made me fall even more in love with Rec Room, as I grew a large community within the SCP fanbase with my friends and met a ton of new friends along the way. If any of you were there since the Site 36 days, then I just want to take a moment to say thank you for all the support and love throughout those years. But anyway, here's a clip to show you my game off real quick.
Who armed the warhead?
Oh my God! What did you guys do?
Oh, get in!
That is what made Rec Room special. You could do whatever you wanted, create what you loved, and meet new people while laughing all day long. That was Rec Room. What made Rec Room stand out from other games was that it had Rec Room Originals. These were official games made by the Rec Room developers, so they were higher quality than most community-made rooms. They also gave out cosmetics like clothes, food, drinks, film for your camera, and tokens when you completed a level or a match. The Rec Room Originals were the core foundation of leveling up your character, getting new outfits, and having fun at the same time. But Rec Room eventually shifted more towards the community side of games and stopped creating as many new Rec Room Originals as players consistently asked for, until it was too late and the damage had already been done. As an old-time fan, I'm still disappointed that we never got a single quest since 2018. Mind you, the game launched in 2016. 7 years of nothing about quests. Quests were, in my opinion, the best Rec Room original of all time. They were what kept me playing until I got all the rewards for completing every quest. Even though Rec Room did release new Rec Room originals, a lot of them were disliked on release and didn't match the core values of the game, the retro-styled college theme that people originally fell in love with. For example, they released My Little Monsters, a game about growing your little monsters, leveling up, and getting new ones by hatching eggs. While some players enjoyed it at first, other players felt like the game quickly became repetitive. As one user put it, "This is going to be quick because I'm tired of people making big and long paragraphs about how, oh, Rec Room is stinky, blah blah." So here's just my opinion. It's fun for the first 10 minutes, then it's just boring tasks. When I first saw this new Rec Room original, I was like, yes, finally a new Rec Room original. But when I loaded it up, I instantly quit the game within the first 2 minutes. It just wasn't Rec Room, and deep down I knew the game would eventually end up right here, at the Shutdown. Now let's get into the first update that changed how Rec Room looked and set the direction for its future. The Avatar update. This update changed Rec Room as a whole. Instead of just floating beans, you can now be a full body character. To a lot of players, it made Rec Room feel uncanny and off. The original bean bodies were a big part of the game's identity. Many players, including myself, feels like this update strips away the game's unique charm and simplicity of the game, making it look like a generic VR chat or Roblox clone. I don't understand why video games let go of their core style just to expand as much as they can. We've seen this before now, which went from a simple cartoon style game to where you can get clipped by Peter Griffin. Like, what have we come to? The game doesn't feel like the same product anymore, it just feels like a marketing billboard. The full body avatar update single-handedly changed the direction of Rec Room. It wasn't just a visual change, it was a statement that this game wanted to be something else, something more generic and mainstream. That feeling only got worse with the UGC Item update. User-generated content is when players design and upload their own clothing, cosmetics, and accessories. Rec Room made a lot of money from it, that's true, but for the average player walking into the rec center, it felt like the soul of the game got lost. You used to go into the rec center and see a bunch of floating beans dressed in simple clothing. Now you walk in and see a penguin running around, a donut, a banana, a rocket, a random meme, and who knows what else. The clean Rec Room aesthetic just disappeared. But I'm going to be honest, I don't even remember the last thing from the store that was actually made by Rec Room. I don't even know if any of those classic Rec Room made items are even buyable anymore. This isn't Rec Room as it existed back in its prime. This feels like a Roblox clone. The uniqueness is gone and it's all about monetization and user-made skins. Since UGC dominated the platform, Rec Room's profit per dollar plummeted from approximately 70 cents to just 30 cents on creator-made goods. This growth in low-margin user-generated content was Rec Room basically growing themselves into bankruptcy, as the more the platform grew, the more its operational and payout costs overwhelmed its actual earnings. This is why Rec Room made all of those bad collabs, like the Destiny collab, which was so expensive just to get one single item set. Users complained, saying can't wait to see how crazy and ridiculously expensive the clothing sets and items will be. Another user said, these prices are absolutely ridiculous. This whole collab is literally just trying to sell you overpriced items. Great job as always, Rec Room. This is the type of shenanigans Rec Room had to pull off in order to stay profitable, but they still failed in the end. There are multiple updates I could rant about for hours, but the one that really showed me what Rec Room was trying to become was the UI update. The big overhaul that pushed away VR players. It was buggy on release, felt clunky to use in VR, and the layout just felt messy compared to the old retro-styled simple UI. We didn't need a new UI update. Rec Room didn't need to change the layout, just to add more buttons and features that players didn't even ask for. It felt like the company was spending time and money on the wrong things, polishing the shell while the actual experience inside kept getting worse. Yet instead of making a new Rec Room original or new kind of content people actually wanted to play, they put resources into a UI update that everyone hated. It annoys me how much potential Rec Room could have had. The game could have been so much bigger and better if they just listened to their players who made the game what it was in the first place. It's a shame that Rec Room has to come to an end on June 1st. The Shutdown letter talks about the company never becoming profitable, despite 150 million players, and honestly, that's sad. It shouldn't have to end like this. But the reality is, the company made a series of decisions that drifted it too far from what it once was, and they never found a way to fix that. So it's time to sign the book and say goodbye to Rec Room. Not because it was a bad game, but because it lost the thing that made it special and never got it back.